Lexi.
Yeah.
Brenna's had a niece that died.
Okay, you're going.
Okay, we're alive. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day and for bringing these people here. If anyone is coming, please get them here safely and quickly. Please watch over us, open our hearts and our minds to share with each other and to learn your way of providing for us, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
And Lord, please help Lisa to be very extremely generous with all these good smells in the kitchen today so that we may try them all. Thank you.
You will
Amen.
be. You will be. So today is daily bread and transformation, and so Matthew 6:11 says, "Give us today our daily bread," and we are making bread. John 6:35, then Jesus declared, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." So yeast and bread symbolize God's sustaining power, transforming simple ingredients into nourishment. And I'm taking this away. I need you all to wash your hands because this is a very hands-on class today. Okay. And this is how it's clean.
And
I got these those. Did you?
oh, I did.
Isn't that just so fun?
I love it.
I do too. Next.
You know, those crazies, I can't stand to get things under my nails, so I've got gloves with me.
Okay. Do you guys need gloves?
And I happen to have like 6 pairs, so.
Yay! Sorry. You're fine. We're just washing hands.
It's a crazy morning.
Good
and
morning.
they
Oh, your
almost
hair looks
screwed
so
up my orders.
cute.
Okay. My hair?
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
haven't worn it down. We haven't
Oh,
seen
have I
it.
not? I didn't think anything about it, to be honest with you.
And Raven, this is Noah.
Hi.
This is Raven.
Raven. Noah. I'm not good with names. Promise. I will promise I will remember.
It doesn't matter. You can use any of them.
Where did you get these? Did you just order those?
They do have them on Amazon. We sometimes can find them at Costco.
Do you have the big one?
I have 2 of them. Yeah.
That's what we had in the restaurant. So when I saw those, I'm like, this one has
Yeah, and then where else did I get them?
Those containers?
Yeah. Oh, in California we have a store called Smart and Final.
Oh, I love
And
Smart and
I
Final.
know. Why don't I have one here?
it.
And
I've
then
never been to those. What
They're
part of
the
California
best.
did you live in?
Southern California, kind of desert. I hated the desert.
What about you?
What's that?
What part of California are you from?
Central Valley, Sacramento area? Yeah.
My husband's from.
Wasn't it Fresno?
Orange Grove.
Yeah.
My husband's from Fresno.
That's what it was. I knew somebody's husband was from
You
Fresno.
guys need aprons.
I love the smell of the Myers lavender. My husband hates it though.
Really?
He doesn't like anything that's lavender scented, but I still get this counter spray. And I'm like, smell this, and I did it to him on purpose.
Come here.
And he's like, bleh.
You need this. You're gonna become a mess otherwise.
I keep saying I'm gonna make my apron this week.
Ooh,
I hadn't done it yet.
that's okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna buy one. I'm gonna make one.
There you go.
We're gonna put one on you.
Okay.
One fly in here.
Okay, you're on fly duty.
Just like being at home. I'm always on
Oh
fly
my gosh,
duty.
the flies are nice.
I know, isn't it crazy?
And my kitchen opens like directly to the outdoors.
Right there.
Everybody's coming
In and out, in and out.
in
Yep.
and out.
Oh.
My turn.
My granddad, my son.
But see, whereas yours goes to the back door, well, I guess it goes to your garage right there too. That's
Yeah.
not like our door. We don't have a garage. It just goes straight to the back porch, which is where everyone comes in. And people love to when they're leaving and just stand there and talk. I'm like, bye,
Shut the door.
bye.
Yeah.
Don't let it hit you in the butt.
Like,
You need to keep fly swatters right there by the door and say,
I
okay,
could-
since you're just standing here, let me hand you this while the flies come in. I need you to chase them down, kill them.
There you go. Okay, we are going to start. Did anybody forget their jam last week?
No.
Because I have one still, and I'm
My
not sure.
husband's actually already eaten the whole thing.
Yeah, well, there wasn't a whole lot. We're going to start off with
broken out. I have the oldest KitchenAid that like barely works, but it works.
Mine barely works.
So
I don't know, mine is, I
Mine stays
bought
under
at
the
a
sink cover and
thrift
uses it.
store when I was probably 19. I mean, granted, I'm what, 29 now, is that right, Lisa?
Yep, I think so.
29, yeah, so.
I thought you were 28.
Well, I just had a birthday in July.
Okay, there's a marble in here so that you hear it, so you know you're shaking when you're not paying attention. I'm gonna have you do 2 of them, and you'll be passing them around. Don't be Kevin and shake the heck out of it and break the bottom of the glass, okay? And you're gonna get tired, and you're gonna hand
how hard am I supposed to shake
it.
it?
Just shake it.
Shake.
Just keep busy.
And why are we shaking it?
You will find out.
We're making butter.
I would be putting mine in the KitchenAid right there.
We will be. But
You can't do it like this.
remember, we hear about the,
Not everybody has a KitchenAid either.
you don't need one for this. Well, for butter, it's helpful. But you could do a hand mixer,
Yes, that's what.
and that works fine.
That's what our mother uses to make like the whipped cream.
Yes.
He uses, I'm like, why don't you use the KitchenAid? He's like, I don't know.
If you're making whipped
It's
cream
easier to get it out.
and you go too long, you have butter.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Okay, so, thank you. So we're gonna start with, the cost of bread. And that I have, sorry,
It's okay.
We're just all kind of standing here.
I know.
We're not in our seats like we should be, I guess.
So I was talking to someone, they said, is it worth it to make bread? So I had Grok do all the calculations, and my question was, I have a 25-pound bag of great value all-purpose flour that costs $10.77.
You had who did this?
Grok, an AI.
Okay.
I have 1 pound package of Safe Instant Yeast that costs $10.94. I have a 3-pound box of Morton kosher salt for $3.82, and the tax is 10%. I wanted to know, and I gave my recipe. I said, what's the limiting factor? Which ingredient? What's the total cost of ingredients? How many batches of bread can I get? What's the cost of each batch? And ignoring limiting factors, how many batches can I get per ingredient? So the answer, and there's, you guys have that in your upload. It's 4 pages, but I put the answer at the front, so you don't have to read through it. The total cost will be $28.08, which sounds like a lot. Flour is the most expensive ingredient in the long run. It'll last for 11 batches. That's how much you can get out of your 25 pounds. And I buy mine at Walmart. Yeast is going to last for 25 batches, and the kosher salt will last for 50 batches. 1 batch costs $1.56, but you can get 2 to 3 to even 4 loaves of bread out of that.
That's what my next question was. I was waiting for the answer.
How many?
Right. So if you do 1 loaf, if you do 2 to 3 loaves, if you do 2 loaves, each loaf costs 78 cents.
Yeah.
If you make 3 loaves, it's gonna cost 52 cents. So depending on how big you make your loaf, and the loaves I had last week was 1 batch, 3 loaves.
Okay.
So they were 52 cents each. So is it worth it? I had gone,
Maybe if you eat bread like that.
if you eat bread, but if you eat homemade bread, it tastes so much better then. So I had gone and I was looking at prices at Walmart, and it's anywhere up to $4,
Yes.
$5. Bread can get really expensive. And then if you want like the fancy bread, like the oat bread or the poppy seed, or help me think of an ingredient,
Anything
nut bread.
artesian is
You
gonna be
just
done.
throw that in, and when you do, you throw it in with the flour. That's when you add it, when it's dry flour. Okay, so.
Because like I was telling you, I eat the royal bread because I'm been on this diet for 2 stinking years trying to lose weight, and that's like $8 a loaf.
Right.
But
What kind of diet?
it's what kind of diet?
Yeah. What kind of bread? What kind
It's called Royal, R-O-Y-O, and it's very low calorie. It's only 30 calories a slice. It's very high fiber, so even though the carbs are 18 grams, the net carbs is like 2 carbs. It's got very low sugar in it, and it's got extremely high protein in it. It allows me to still have bread, you know, every once in a while.
I love
I like, okay, I say I'm not huge, I'm not a huge, like, I'm gonna eat a piece of loaf bread, But
And now roll.
I'll tear up a roll. That's a different story.
Well, and
But
there's
only
more.
if I'm eating something, you know, like I said, I don't snack, I don't,
Right.
I just eat to eat, just to like literally fill my belly and then I'm on to the next thing. I don't even sit down to eat.
That's not good for you, because you're in fight or flight. So if you rest, you can digest better, just letting you know. Sit
We are in
down.
fight or flight.
That's why we sit
Kids
down and
all
we
day.
pray. You are, I remember.
sits in my chair, so. He
Right.
has his own seat, so he's like, no.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So I'm getting the water hot, which I'll explain when we're doing the yeast, okay? But I need 960 grams of flour, and my recipe comes from Artisan Bread in 5 minutes a day.
Okay.
Their recipe calls for 6.5 cups of flour. But I want to tell you that when you're measuring flour,
You can come up here too, I if you want.
if I'm measuring flour, is this the cup?
No.
Is this a cup?
No.
What's a cup?
I have no idea.
Flattened off.
Well, when I do a cup, I pour the flour in, I tap the cup to get the air bubbles out, and I scrape it across.
Okay. So if you are going with American baking tradition, the way I just did it is a cup, where you
Pour it in loose.
pour it in loose, and you tap it, and you flatten it. That's an American cup. Hello, come on in. Go around the other side. Okay, that's an American cup. The recipe in the book says you don't do that. You scoop and level it off. So,
Okay.
okay? Now, did I scoop hard? Did I scoop lightly? Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, so the problem with that, I'm gonna have you guys come wash your hands, okay?
Okay.
Sorry, I should have said that. The problem with that is that you get inconsistent results. I get inconsistent results. And sometimes my bread is good and it's fluffy, and sometimes it's too dense, and sometimes it just doesn't seem right. So.
And that's because you accidentally got too much or too little.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and so a lot of times when you buy flour, it's in the bag and they've compressed it down. And then you add more if it's compressed down. And that's why old time recipes say to sift it and then measure sometimes. And sometimes they say measure it and then sift, because they're wanting a lighter, more air in the recipe. So I water left down. I need it hot out at the end. So what I do is I weigh my flour. I like to weigh.
Okay.
Because that's always the same. It doesn't matter how condensed I've made it, how fluffy I've made it, how much air is in there, I weigh it. And so I've modified this recipe very slightly. And it's got other recipes in here besides this, and this is the base recipe for, and then you do this for all the other ones. So these are all my bread books. I have an addiction. So I'm going to weigh 960 grams. So you make sure that you tare, and then you add your bowl, and then you tare again. And then you pour it in.
Doesn't anything at all.
960. You guys can come look if you want. Oh, now it went to 961. So I really will take out that one. Does it matter that much with that little? No, because my scale isn't that precise. Now it's saying it's 959. So 959, 958, if you had a medical scale, it would be precise. But we don't have that. There it goes. 960. Here, get it out of the way if I have to. So you weigh out your dough. I'm going to get 3 cups of lukewarm water. So your water should be between 100 and 110 degrees. How I do mine is I have hot water, and you know, if you put your hand under there, it stings. When you get it to where there's no sting, that's the right temperature.
Yeah.
I'm right about that.
For you.
I was about to say, is it not different for everyone?
When I pull out the thermometer, it's in that, yep, that one, the long skinny, yep. Ninety-three,
So why am I no longer hearing my little ball rattle?
because it's getting thicker. 97,
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
98. You will
Mine was
again.
kinda getting like that, but wait, what's that?
And that's why I put the ball in, so that you would hear, okay, am I still mixing? 98, 99, 0.5, 100, it's at 100.
You're aiming for 100 or?
100 to 110. So that's where I go, that's how I do it without having to get out the thermometer each time. Then we get our yeast, and I have instant yeast. We'll go over yeast in a few minutes. But I want 1.5 tablespoons. Who's the farmhouse girl? Ray Drummond,
Yes.
she has.
The Pioneer Woman?
Pioneer Woman, thank you. She has a set of these, and one of them is 1.5 tablespoons, which is perfect. So I'm going to get 1.5 tablespoons, and I'm not gonna level it off, it's not that critical. I'm gonna sprinkle it over, and then with something that's not metal, I don't know why, just something that's not metal, it can be chopsticks, I have this rubber spatula. I'm going to mix this in, and the reason I'm doing this is the recipe says you can just put it all in the mix. That's fine, but when I first started making bread, I could not get it. I couldn't get bread to make, even in a bread maker. I failed for a year, and then one day it worked, and it's never failed since. Are you done?
Yeah.
Hand it to somebody else.
It's,
Is it butter?
yeah. I can see the marble at the bottom when I flip it over to the face. So it's like. all
It's not butter yet.
I don't know.
You'll know. So, and then I was like, I just taste yeast. It just tastes horrible. This just tastes like a yeast loaf. And I don't like the smell, and now I don't even notice it. But what I do to get rid of that is I dissolve it in my water before I add it to my flour. So,
Can I ask a question? So you're doing it with a flat spoon as opposed to a whisk?
yeah,
Why
it
is
doesn't
that?
matter. It's clumping anyway, and it'll dissolve some more
Okay.
in here. And before I use it, hi, come on in.
Sorry.
You're fine. Before I pour it in, this will all be dissolved.
Okay.
So it's fine. So bread is flour, water, salt, and yeast. That's it. All bread that you're getting the. You might add something else to it, but bread is flour, water, salt, and yeast. And you need the salt. Everybody says, why do I have to have so much salt? The salt stops the yeast from going crazy and also flavors the bread. So you need the salt. There it is.
I've read in some like some groups.
And how was it?
Nasty.
Yeah, you need the salt. So it's a tablespoon and a half of instant yeast. It's a tablespoon and a half of kosher salt. So we're gonna go over salt also. I'm gonna sprinkle it in, and then I'm gonna whisk that in. I wanna mix the salt into my flour later.
So with this recipe, you have equal salt and equal
Yeast.
yeast. Will it always be that way?
Different recipes have different amounts.
Okay.
This recipe has this amount.
Okay.
And once I started weighing my flour, I never had this recipe fail. ever. So we're
Is
mixing
this
this.
this recipe in the Dropbox?
Everything is in the Dropbox already. Because you guys are gonna go home with, bread dough, you need to put it in your refrigerator right away. So we're doing it at the end. So that's mixed in. Get this mixed in some more. And I should have probably started with the yeast, but I didn't. And letting it sit for a minute, and sometimes I squish it along the sides.
So, you said you didn't really know, but you hope not.
That part I don't know. They just, I think it has something to do,
Or where did you
I've
hear that?
yeah, please wash your hands. I've seen it all along,
I just didn't want to
so,
interrupt you.
it's okay, you're okay. I've seen it in lots of different recipes, say, with a wooden whatever, with a chopstick, with a wooden spoon.
Cause Granny said that's how it's done.
I don't know, that's, I didn't pay attention to the reason why.
I've heard if you put a wooden spoon over boiling water, it'll keep it from
That
boiling
is
over.
absolutely the truth, been doing it my whole life.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pour this
Where's
in,
that tip in my whole log?
and also if you have
I'm good at
bubbles
making
coming
stuff
up,
Boil over.
if you have bubbles coming up and you don't have a wooden spoon or anything, blow on it. That will stop it.
Okay.
My daughter-in-law taught me that as I was
Mm-hmm.
overflowing pasta water.
Just spray it with a cooking spoon.
I didn't have any right then. I'm like, ah!
See, I thought of blowing on it and realized it worked on my own, and it's just like, okay. But then you have to keep blowing on it.
No, you don't, you put a wooden spoon over the,
Then you
the
put a
top of
wooden
it.
spoon.
I didn't have one at the time.
And here's something interesting, a flat wooden spoon works better than a rounded wooden spoon.
Oh, that's good to know.
Really?
I don't know why, but it's the truth, yes.
So
Yeah.
I am mixing this. I'm not going to knead it. This is a no-knead recipe, by the way. So we
no,
don't-
we
love a no need.
we knead the bread. We don't
We
knead.
need it.
We don't knead the dough. You're just mixing until there is no dry flour. That's it. And then we're gonna stick it in a container. We're gonna put some plastic wrap over the top, let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes, then refrigerate it for 3 hours or up to 2 weeks. It's fine in the refrigerator. So, who likes sourdough?
Who doesn't like
I like all
sourdough?
the bread.
I wonder-
Just
I like all the bread
blanket.
too.
I like all the bread.
So, can you open the back door, please? I have a very precious pup that won't come through the dog door if she thinks somebody will love her.
Hi, Rob. I just washed my hands. I want to pet you so bad though.
So we're going to drop this in here. If you put this in, just like this, we have a fresh batch going. It's gonna taste just like like the dough you had, the bread you had last week. Very good, not sourdough. But if you let it sit longer, it will get more sour. If you don't wash your container, like once I'm done with this, if I make more right away, that flavor, those yeast will start to develop into a sourdough-like flavor. There's nothing wrong with it. That's what you do with sourdough too. It's just that it's developing its own unique flavor and becomes like a mild sourdough. We don't put a lid on this. I have lots of lids. You don't want a lid on this because when you do, because I wasn't paying attention and just put the lid on, you stick it in the refrigerator, this is going to rise. And then you stick it in the refrigerator, it's still gonna rise a little bit. There was nowhere for it to go and it busted this and I had bread dough all throughout my refrigerator. So you don't want a
So
lid.
that's gonna kind of rise with that.
This will come up, and will sink back down and air can seep out if it needs to. It can bust through here, through the rubber band, but it won't bust my container. And then, I think I probably cried. So Alexa, set a dough rise timer for 20 minutes. Alexa, volume 5. Okay, so I can hear her. We're not going to,
Do we need to stick that in the refrigerator then?
nope, not yet,
Oh.
20 minutes.
In 20 minutes. we
In
put it
20
the fridge.
minutes.
Okay, got it.
So, in 20 minutes, we put it in the refrigerator.
It's like one of those real cooking shows.
It is.
Do-do-do.
So this one I made up last night, and this is with all-purpose flour, and that's what the book says to use is all-purpose flour, and that's what I've been doing. But when this one is bread flour, and
Which of the three?
this
That
one
one,
is
okay.
this is the only one that's bread flour.
Okay.
Everything else
difference?
is bread flour has more gluten in it, which gives you a bigger rise, a stronger crumb is what they say, and more of a rise. But I don't really see a difference. And the reason I have bread flour is because when I went to Sam's Club, the big 25-pound or 20-pound, whatever it was, they only had bread flour. They didn't have all-purpose flour. So that's what I got. But then I was like, well, you guys aren't going to maybe get that, because usually I just go to Walmart and buy the big thing. See the dog treats container? I have a food grade plastic bag in that, and that's what I fill with my flour. That's what
I
I
know a lot of people that like make bread, they have like huge things of flour.
Yes,
I'm wanting to start buying in bulk because I bake.
yes. Do not store in your garage. You need to keep it, the temperature controlled, because it starts to taste like a tire.
I was gonna say, kind of like a wet piece of cardboard.
It's nasty, because I've done that. Flour has a shelf life where if you have wheat berries and you grind them, I don't think there is a shelf life, do you know?
I don't think that there's, I think it's kind of indefinite.
I think so too, until you grind it, and
Yeah.
then.
And then it's like, you better use it.
Right, so, on
The
this one,
berries themselves?
yes,
Okay,
and then when you grind,
gotcha.
a grinder's expensive, your, KitchenAid probably has, you can probably get an attachment. My Vitamix has a separate container, it's like 30 years old. It has a separate, pitcher that has a different blade, you can use that, you don't have to have a grinder. You can come to my house, you can borrow mine and grind your flour and then store it in the refrigerator or freezer for a while. Anyway, so this one I did not wash the container. I just put it in here and you can see it's on the size from the one before. And that's just developing the flavors. And it smells a little yeasty and yummy.
Sure
Do you want
does.
to pass that around? They'll all smell like this.
How long
I can't smell it, so.
I'm so sorry for you because it's delicious. It smells
Oh,
so
it's
good.
gonna be smell it.
I know it.
Natasha.
I'm Natasha.
Okay, so when you're ready to do this, so the mixing up probably took about 5 minutes. Doing this part is gonna take about 5 minutes. I want a lot of flour. And what they tell you to do in the book, which is fine, you can do that. You can do their method, you can do my method, is I put the flour in and I take maybe a grapefruit ball size and I can,
Maybe take it.
maybe take the whole thing. Okay, great ball-ish size, and you make it into a ball, and then you stretch from 4 sides down. So I take this and stretch, this side and stretch, this side and stretch, this side and stretch.
And
And
why
then
are we doing that?
instead of kneading,
Oh,
where you're developing
Stretching both.
gluten strains. So that's what they say to do, and that works, but I like to do my way. And you can
It's
do,
leaking on me.
oh,
Did it break?
let me get
Did,
you,
did you loosen the lid?
I don't know.
there you go. So you can make 2 loaves. This is a 2-loaf recipe, is what they say. Okay, so I've got 1 there, maybe I could do a little more. You can do it into 3 loaves, some from this one, some from this one.